my name's Emilie. I'm going to be your nurse today. We're going to be doing a family interview. Is that okay with you?
Yep, sounds good.
Great. So I have a couple different categories I'm going to go over: structural, functional, and expressive. Do you have any questions that you want me to address before we start?
Nope, I think I just kind of want to get all the general information out.
About your family? Great. That's what I'm looking forward to as well. Alright, so first I'm going to ask you some internal questions about your structure of your family. What do you consider part of your family?
I would consider my family as like my immediate family. Both my parents are still alive, still married. And then I have 4 brothers, 2 older and 2 younger.
Okay.
And then I also kind of have my family in my apartment. I live with my 2 friends, Zach and Melissa, and they are dating. So we live in a 2-bedroom.
Okay. Okay. So has anybody, like your older brothers that you had mentioned, did they like move out of your house then?
Yep, my oldest brother, he's now 25. He's currently just got engaged and they're living together. And then my other older brother moved out a couple years ago as well. And I just moved out, probably this is my 3rd year out on my own.
Okay.
And my younger 2 brothers one just moved out, he's now a freshman in college, and the other one is still at home.
Lots of boys.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so next question. What effect did your parents' ideas have on your own of like masculinity and femininity?
Well, growing up with 4 brothers, it was kind of tough, but I kind of learned that I can do basically anything I set my mind to. My dad always challenged me to just don't have any barriers and that I can do whatever I want. There's no definition between girls stay home, do the cooking, cleaning. And my mom also was like that. I was in sports and just kind of aggressive with my brothers, so did the outdoorsy things, hunting, fishing, 4-wheeling.
Boy stuff.
Yep.
That's so hard for me to imagine because I have 2 sisters and I'm just like 3-year-old.
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite. Okay, who would you say has the most responsibilities in your family?
I would say my mom has the responsibility of just kind of keeping everyone in line and just kind of keeping track of everybody, making sure things get done. And I would say my dad is the one that is the provider. He's the only one that works. So, and my mom was just a stay-at-home mom after the first one was born.
Okay.
And she's slowly kind of going back to work and doing volunteer stuff. So.
Okay. Do you have any children?
I do not.
Okay. Are you single?
Yes.
Do you have any pets?
We do have a dog at my apartment right now. He's probably about 6 months old, a little Yorkie.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, his name is Jack. And I grew up on a farm, so it was mostly crop farms, but we did have like hobby animals. Always had a dog, always had chickens, cats. We did have cows kind of on and off.
Oh wow, that sounds fun.
Oh, we do have 2 goats.
Cute. Oh my gosh, that's like my dream to have like a goat or a llama. Wow.
Llamas would be fun. I always wanted a horse, never got it.
That happens. Okay. Do women do things differently than men in your family?
We're all kind of pretty even. Everyone's expected to help with things. Being farmers, we're all expected to just be able to help rock pick, drive tractors, give rides. Everyone kind of.
It's not like really. Is there like a difference between like the boys and family? Like, do they have to do like the heavy stuff or?
Yeah, they did more of the heavy lifting if there was something that needed to be like pulled out.
But you
like,
still like had to do the other work, obviously.
Yep. And my mom mostly did like the. Well, I guess she did do like the cooking and cleaning, but she also helped with the masculine things, I guess you could say. And my dad liked to cook every now and then, so.
Okay. So, if your family was made up of 2 teams, who would be on each team? Is it like boys versus girls sort of thing? Do you think like you and your mom are closer?
I would say I'm probably closer to my dad, honestly. But if we were to gang up on teams, I feel like it'd be kind of kids against parents more than like girls on boys. kind of depends on the day. Could go either way.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so where does your family live?
We live out in the country, outside of Henderson, small town, about 40 minutes from here. That's where I grew up, and then I live in Mankato now in an apartment, second floor.
How often do you have contact with your family? Like, harder that you've moved on to school and maybe not as close
Well,
with
my
them?
younger brother, who just started school, goes here, so I see him probably once every
fun.
couple weeks. Just kind of keep in touch. Kind of back and forth on the phone with my parents, and then when I go home, I see my younger brother. So that's probably maybe once every maybe 3 weeks.
How about like your older two brothers? Like,
My
not really as much.
oldest brother I see probably once a month, and the other one I rarely see. So.
Okay. So again, with the like how you said your mom like takes a lot of the responsibility. Do you think she like thinks like most about your family's needs?
Yeah, I would say
first?
she's the one that we go to if we need anything. If I have questions about like financial stuff or just how to do things, I go to my mom. Yep. And the dad's more of the you can do it support.
Yeah. That's kind of nice that you have like you can go to them for like different reasons. Okay. Can you tell me about some of your family traditions that you do?
We try to spend holidays together, like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. We usually have like a big meal, just like our immediate family, and now my brother's fiance last year or two has been kind of coming. And then we always just kind of stop at grandparents for that. We don't really have many traditions. It's just kind of
just like being all together, maybe.
Yep.
Okay, what does health mean to you?
As a nursing student, I try to take my health seriously, but I know I can always improve. My mom was always, if you need something checked out, go to the doctor. So we're kind of open about going to the doctor if we need anything. But sometimes my dad is more like, oh, you can do it, like suck it up a little bit. Yeah. And everyone's pretty fit. I've always been in sports when I was in high school, and yeah.
What sports did you play?
I played basketball, volleyball, and soccer.
Oh my gosh.
And my family's very outdoorsy. My younger brothers always love going on hikes, and family vacations are more, let's not sit by the campfire, let's go for an adventure hike.
Yeah. That's because you
go
like,
bike
live on
rides
the farm and you
and
live like outside all the time, so it's like home is like kind of like outside.
Yep.
Okay. How many times have you moved in the last 5 years? It doesn't sound like a lot.
Actually, quite a bit.
Oh, really?
So I had lived at home, and then we were gonna build. My parents were building a new house. Excuse me. So I moved into my dorms freshman year, and then in that process, I was kind of helping my family move into another home, just an old farmhouse that we owned while we were building our house. And then I helped move into that house and stayed there during the summer. And I lived in a different apartment last year with other roommates. So kind of moved a little bit, quite a bit, but
like
pretty much in the same area.
But like still on the farm?
Yep,
okay.
Yeah, kind of in the same area. So.
Okay.
A lot of moving, but not distance-wise.
Okay. Did this have like a negative impact or like a positive impact, or like moving so much, not like when you like were at the dorms and like would go home, you weren't like going home to like your original house that you lived in?
It was kind of stressful. When we first knocked down our house and like we were moving out, we moved kind of at the end of my school year, so it was kind of stressful, like preparing for finals and trying to figure out that, and then losing all the, like, think you're gonna lose all the memories of the house and the child you grew up in, and then the new house, just kind of getting everything set up and trying to figure out how you wanted things. But then the move to my apartment last like maybe 2-3 months ago, that went very smoothly. My roommates helped a lot. Yep.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how comfortable do you feel like in your neighborhood at home?
At home I feel very comfortable, probably a 10. Know all my neighbors, grown up with them my whole life. Small town, so I kinda know everybody.
So you like built your house in the same neighborhood, just like redid it. Oh, so did you knock it down on the
Yep, we
property
knocked
and
it
then
down
rebuilt
and
it on the same?
Yep, just a little bit pushed back, but yep, same
Okay.
property. Yep.
That's kinda nice that you didn't have to like totally leave the area
Yeah.
when you like moved. Okay. So it's like a 10 here in Mankato?
I'd say probably 8 or 9, yeah. I feel pretty safe with my roommates.
You're not like
Apartments.
6, you have your family there.
Yeah.
We get like notices every other day. Campus stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary. Like that doesn't happen at home. I feel like also like when you're at home you don't get like an email every time something happens. Even though it does happen, you don't get notified.
Yeah.
So. Okay. What meaning does religion have in your everyday life?
Can you say that again?
What meaning does religion have in your everyday life?
My family is kind of big. We're Catholic, so I was kind of big growing up. Always went to church every Sunday. Haven't been every Sunday in school just because it's been harder to go and I work on weekends. So kind of back and forth. And it's always kind of big in holidays.
Yeah.
So, and when someone's sick or ill, we always like pray for them. And I have a couple close friends who are very big in their religion, and it just kind of helps keep me positive about things if I'm struggling with something.
Okay. So next I'm going to talk about some developmental questions. How do your family members show that they support you? You kind of mentioned like your dad helps you with like the support, and then your mom like financial. Is there anything else about that?
They're always there for anything I need. They came to most of my sporting events. My mom was there every time. My dad came when he didn't have to work. We always go to each other's graduations and like big events in each other's lives.
Are you like that close with your like brothers? Do you think?
I'm close with one brother compared to the others. I can talk to him about anything, school, friends, anything like that. Probably because we're the closest in age. We're all about 2 years apart as it goes down, but I'm just having him here. Kind of had conflict with my older brothers growing up, so not as close with them. But I know
like protective over you because you were like the little sister, or like not really.
A little, but we were kind of rough on each other, I'd say.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like don't have brothers, so I wonder like how that would be like.
I'm very protective of my younger brothers. Like
okay.
So. Yeah.
Do you think your older brothers are like protective of your younger brother? Or like it maybe just like goes down the line, like you're protective of him and then like.
I think everyone's kind of looks out for each other, but we give each other a hard time at the same time. So it's like we can mess with you, but no one else can run away. Yeah.
Yep.
I do have my second oldest brother who's had some issues, so there's a lot of tension with that. So not really anyone close with him currently.
No
of
one
the siblings.
in your family?
My mom and dad have like talked with him, but he lives up in Fargo.
Okay, that's hard because that's like kind of far away, and you can't be like, oh, let's just stop in.
Yeah.
What % of the time do you think you spend with your family versus your friends? Like, if you were like had like a weekend where you could be with both of them, like not because of distance, but like, do you think you'd rather be with friends more or family or?
I think I would probably do a little of both. My friends I like to just kind of relax with and just kind of go out and do stuff with, but I know when I'm really stressed I just want to go home because I can go out and go for a 4-wheeler ride or just kind of relax and be in a safe environment that I know I have support in. So kind of depends on the situation, but I feel comfortable with both.
This is double time. I just wanna. Okay, 14 minutes, right?
Yep.
Okay. What privileges do you have now that you didn't have when you were younger? Is there any like at your house, like were you able to like sew on a 4-wheeler, or like you have to like, be like old enough to do certain things?
Our parents are pretty lenient on kind of rules like that. We've always kind of driven vehicles, and my dad kind of encouraged it to help give rides for like farming reasons and
like
driving tractors. Yeah. So they kind of push independence. We had curfews, I guess you could say, when I was in high school, but I guess now I have the privilege of deciding when I want to come home and that stuff. So, but it also comes with like the responsibilities of having to pay your own bills and that stuff. So. I can probably speak more freely.
Mhm.
So they were strict yet promoted independence.
Like in a good way.
Yeah. Yep.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay. 1 to 10, how much confidence do you think your parents have in you, like school wise?
Probably a 9 or a 10. My dad's used to always joke, he's like, oh, you have such a big brain, and just kind of told me that whatever I wanted to do and set my mind to, that I could do it. My mom has always encouraged me and just said, if I was frustrated with something, she always said, you know, you've gotten through things before and you can do it again.
Mhm. Okay, so I'm going to ask you some functional questions.
Okay.
Who in your family starts the conversations?
Kind of depending
If you're
on
all
who it
together.
is.
Or like the context, like if it was about like something like maybe like emotional or like feelings, like would somebody like in your family say that like come out more often than another member?
My family's kind of doesn't show emotion very much. We're kind of put on that face, but my mom is actually very emotional, so she's the one that shows the most emotion. The rest of us are kind of bottle it up a little bit. But we kind of feed off that. So if she like
Like
her showing emotion, yeah, to do that. My dad is very easy to talk to if like I'm frustrated about something. He'll just kind of keep an open mind, and if I'm kind of way out of there on my thinking, he'll be like, you know, like think of it this way, and kind of straighten me out.
Can you tell like how your family acts certain ways when they're happy? Like do they act differently when they're happy as opposed to when they're sad?
I'd say when my family's happy, everyone's kind of getting along. We are very playful with each other and really like to joke around. Kind of that like roughhousing, and me and my dad are very like punny jokes. So we do that a lot. And then you can tell when it just there's that feeling of like sadness if there's something
like
going
uneasy.
on. Yep, uneasy, and everyone's just kind of on edge, or there's kind of tension. So.
Is that like hard if like some people are like on edge, but then the others were happy? Like would that like make you unhappy kind of, or does it not like have that effect on you?
When that happens, I kind of get conflicted. I kind of want to bring up the person that's down and kind of try to almost kind of bring down the person that's so excited, just so everyone's kind of in a happy medium where they're not like, oh,
like
you're so
like
happy, but this being said, like try to understand what they're going through.
Yeah. Is there anyone in your family that's in distress? Is it like hard for the rest of your family?
My older brother is kind of like mental illness, kinda. He's bipolar, I think, and he has very severe anxiety. So he just kind of puts everybody else on edge, and he's had a lot of problems.
Like hard for your family, like if he's like that and everybody else is happy, and like you want to make sure everybody's like on the same page.
Yeah, he's kind of stresses people out a lot. So.
Do you think your family has good communication skills?
I wouldn't say they're the best. I think we communicate with maybe half, and then you kind of pick and choose what you're talking about to who you share it with. So everyone kind of respects each other's privacy and knows like if you want to share something, you'll share it.
Doesn't like push you to like say something.
Yep.
Like okay. If there was a problem in your family, who would be the first one to solve it? Or again, does it kind of depend on the problem?
Yeah. There's a problem. My mom likes to kind of address it and like bring it up probably.
It's like
and then my parents.
Instinct.
Yeah, and I think my parents kind of work through it together. And they kind of come to me sometimes if there's something with like another sibling, like how I feel about it or like what I would do. I kind of have a little relationship with each of my brothers, and I can like growing up with them, so you kind of know how each them are. So I would say it's probably me and my parents that kind of work through the major problems.
Okay. So some role questions. Who would you go to if you need somebody to talk to about like school? Do you think you'd go to your dad or your mom since you have like different relationships with both of them?
I'd probably just out of frequency with my mom calling me more. I would probably say something to her first, and then I'd probably talk to my dad about it, and then just kind of go from there.
Okay. Who in your family do you think has the biggest impact on your life?
Probably my mom. She's the big mother bear. She's a tiny little lady, but she is a stick of dynamite. If anyone messes with kind of any of us, she's right there to always defend us. She's been strong through a lot of things, hard stuff in her life that she's experienced, and just like the amount of fight she has is impressive. And dealing with 5 kids.
And 4 boys?
Yeah, 4 boys. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yep. And then living out in the country, so you got all those big toys to get in trouble with. So.
Yeah, like
she
4 boys on 4 4-wheelers.
Yeah, she grew up. She had just 8 kids in her family, so she's had a big family experience too. So.
Do you think that you're most likely to get in an argument with your siblings or your parents?
My siblings.
It's because they're all boys.
Yeah. Yeah. Even though me and my dad are probably the closest, I'd probably say something to him before I say something to my mom. If my mom was upsetting me, I probably would just keep it to myself. But I'd be able to say something more to my dad.
Yeah.
And I have.
You bring it up to him first. Okay, well I think we're done with our interview. Thanks for answering all the questions.
Thank you.